What's going on, YouTube? Back. Gonna make a cooking video tonight. It's not gonna be tacos, but what we're gonna have tonight, as you can kind of take a look at yourself, is we're gonna have hamburgers. I know there's tons and tons of recipes out there on, well, different styles of hamburgers. So once again, this is just gonna be my little niche on burgers, the way I kind of like them. What we're gonna have is burgers and fries. We're gonna make some homemade fries. So what we'll do is I'm gonna do what I call a shallow fry, and once I get to that portion of it, I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about with that. But it's gonna be a pretty simple video, nothing too extravagant, but the burgers are gonna be really delicious. Also, here, take a look at that beautiful, zoom in on that, it looks good. That is sun tea. Yep, it's about that time. It's springtime, almost summertime. And hold on, let me take a drink, it's so good. Oh God, that's so good. I'm actually gonna make a video on this due to the fact that this recipe for sun tea that I got it from a guy years and years ago. And it's the only way I will make tea now, and it is very delicious. So I will do a video here in a little while on how to make this sun tea. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna show you how I do my potatoes, and we'll go from there. Okay, so what I've done is I went ahead and cut the fries already, the potatoes. What I want to do is I want to try to get as much starch out of the fries as I can. So what I've done is I went ahead and put them in some water. The reason I've done that also, as most people know, is if you don't do that and you let them sit out just like any, like an apple or something, or a banana, when the air gets to it, it will turn them brown, and I don't want that. Now there are, I'm not sure if you could tell on the water, but just with them sitting in the water for, I know, I'd say it's about been 5 minutes, it's already cloudy with all the starch that was in it. So it goes to show you it gets a lot of starch out. The more starch you can get out of them, the actual crispier the fries will be. So right now, I'm going to put them on this paper towel, and I'm going to go ahead and let them, I'm going to pat dry them, get another towel, and put on the top, paper towel, and pat dry them. I want them as dry as I possibly can get them. I don't want no moisture for two reasons. Number one, I don't want the moisture due to the fact that if any moisture in the oil, you know, the temperature is going to be around 350 to 375 on the oil, and it's going to be pretty hot, so any moisture, obviously, when it hits that hot grease, will flare up. Definitely don't want that. But more importantly, obviously, than that is, for as far as your fries are, you want them as dry as possible so they'll get much crispier. Now, I have seen several different videos on the internet on how to make a good crispy fry, and they're all really good recipes, going anywhere from they will, what they call twice fry it, where they'll fry it one time for so many minutes, and then they'll take them out, let them sit, and then before they serve them, they'll fry them again, a twice fry. Also, I've seen people boil them, parboil them, I guess you could call it, for a few minutes, get them kind of softened up, and then go ahead and fry them. That way they figure it'll get nice and crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. What I'm going to do, being that I'm not going to be frying these in big batches, and I'll also save oil, is I'm going to shallow fry them. So because it's going to be shallow fried in a shallow pan, the temperature is going to get hot much faster, and it doesn't take as long to cook them, and they'll get crispy on the outside and nice and soft on the inside. So right now, also, what I'm doing is I'm frying a couple pieces of bacon up. You can use that grease. I'm going to put that also in there, give it a little bacony flavor. So anyway, so that's that right now. The next step when we come back, we'll put a few in, and then I'll show you how I do my patties. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna show you how I will. It's a little process. Obviously, if you're making a big batch of fries for a lot of people, like, you know, I don't recommend you doing this because it'll take you all night. But being that it's, like I said, it's just me and my wife, and I don't have to make as lot. I can do the batches. You know, I can do 3 batches or so like that, a little bit at a time, and they will still get nice and crispy. So, I guess another thing that you may ask, a lot of people ask, is how do you know when the oil is hot enough? Obviously, you could put a thermometer in there if you got one. That's a lot of trouble, just for a little frying some fries. So basically, all I will do is I will just take a fry and I will stick it in the oil. And if it starts bubbling or immediately, then I know my oil is hot, and there it is. So what I'm going to do, these fries, these potatoes have been completely rinsed off all the starches out of them. Also, let me get this out of the way. The water's been off of them. The starch has been out of them, excuse me. Trying to concentrate so I don't burn myself. And they've been completely dry. Don't want any water on them whatsoever, like I was saying before, because there's a little bit there, so I might as well. Oh, I think that was oil. Anyways, I don't want any water on it, because any water, especially when you shallow fry, it just a little bit will just get it to popping, and grease will start splattering everywhere, and it's just not a good deal. So here, you know, obviously when you got your oil up to temperature, when you start adding the cold potatoes, excuse me, the temperature drops, you know, probably about 15 to 20 degrees. So I'm not going to stick too much in there. That's about right. And I'm going to let those fry until they get nice and golden brown. Like I said, due to the fact that I've cut them pretty thin and I'm shallow frying them, they're not going to take much time at all. So what we'll do is, while those are frying, is we'll go ahead and I'll show you how I do my hamburger patties a certain way, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so you've heard me talk about in my previous videos about, if you've watched my previous cooking videos that I've made, about the hamburger meat that I like to use. And I've always talked about I love using Walmart's hamburger meat. Well, here it is. Actually, I normally buy it in the 1 pound tubes, but for this video, plus I've also got another thing I'm going to do tomorrow, I went ahead and bought the 3 pound tube. And normally with the 3 pound tube, or with the 1 pound tube, I'm actually able to make 4 patties out of it. So you figure they're what, 1/4 pound each, 4 ounces. And so with this one, I'm just going to have to eyeball it. This is their 80/20 meat. And what I like to do, for me, is I like to get my patty as thin as possible. Like I said, there's different recipes out there for grilling burgers, you know, big old fat 1 pound thick juicy burgers. This burger, I guess if you had to compare it to anything, would be more like a Five Guys, McDonald's, really thin patty style burger. Cooks really fast. Make sure I get my pan extremely hot, and when it's almost smoking hot, I will put it in, and it immediately gets a nice sear. I don't touch it. I don't do nothing crazy with my meat. You know, there's several recipes out there. Like I said, you can put Worcestershire sauce and, you know, all kinds of flavoring in it. Me personally, because the meat, I like it so much, I'm just going to put salt and pepper on it, and that is it. And you could put onion, garlic powder on it, you know. But because I believe the meat has such a really good flavor to it, to me, there's just two things I like to do. Number one, like I said, I like to get my meat as thin as possible. And not only that, but also just salt and pepper. So I'll make this next one, season it up, and actually when we come back, I'll show you the fries. It's probably been about maybe if even that 5 minutes since I put those fries in that oil, and I can take a look at them and they're almost done already. So here's the second patty. I'm going to make more, and like I said, I'm going to just season them up with some fresh cracked salt, sea salt, and some Himalayan salt, and some fresh cracked pepper, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, we're back. So here's the fries, and like I said, these have actually in actual time have probably been in there, I'd say about 7 to 8 minutes max. And you can take a look at them, and they're nice and golden brown. And once I get them out of here, I'll show you, we'll take one, but hopefully I won't burn myself. We'll take one, hold on, I need to get something. It's so shallow, it's hard to kind of scoop them up in my little scooper, strainer deal. There we go. And we'll just get one, pull it apart, and let you see what it looks like, that it's nice and soft and fluffy on the inside and crunchy on the outside. Oh, as soon as I get these out of here, I'll go ahead and put another batch in, but the first thing you want to do, obviously, let me get some in here real quick. There we go. Anytime you're frying anything, you want to, best time to salt it is right when you take it out of the oil. There we go. Spread those out. Perfect. Alright, so I've got some sea salt here. Go ahead and just lightly dust them. Looks really good. We're going to take one of these bad boys. Like I said, I don't want to burn myself. If you take a look at it, beautiful brown, nice and crispy. Break it open, and it's nice and soft on the inside. So like I said, it took about maybe 7 to 8 minutes of real time to do that. So I'll go ahead and continue to fry these, and then we'll start on making the patties. Okay, so we're back. Now we're going to go ahead and fry our hamburger up. Normally I will go ahead and just fry it up in a screaming hot pan by itself, but I figured, what the heck? Why waste the bacon grease? So this pan is hot. Hear it sizzle as soon as it hits the pan. I will do 2 at a time. I don't want to put more than that because, like I said, I want my pan to be, I want it to stay very hot. So I will just I could probably do 4 if I wanted to, but I'm not. So I've already salt and peppered the other side. And salt and pepper this side. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut up my accoutrement. And when we come back, we'll put all this together and take a taste test and see what we got. So, be back for the final assembly. Alright everybody, we're back for the final assembly of everything. So, actually, like I was saying, everybody's going to do their burgers their own way. This is just the way I like them. So what I'm going to do first, and I didn't toast my buns. I know you can, warm them up. To me, it's not that big of a deal. So, what I'm going to do first for mine, put a little bit of mayonnaise on both buns. Get that out of the way. And I use Hellmann's. Being from the South, that's our mayonnaise of choice. We like that, so we're using Hellmann's. So, alright, there we go. Nice little bit of Hellmann's. Next, I'm going to put a little dab of mustard on it. Put on the bottom side. Alright, there it is. That's done. Now, I'm going to get the burgers. I'm going to be off camera for a minute. What I've done with mine is I went ahead and put some mozzarella cheese on mine. I like that. I mean, there's several kinds obviously you can use. That's what I prefer. So that's what I put on mine. Alright. There we go. Next is the bacon. Got some really nice crispy bacon here. The only way I will eat my bacon if it's nice and crispy. Next I'm going to go ahead and put on some, well, I guess I'll put on some lettuce. Beautiful lettuce. Iceberg lettuce, nothing fancy. There we go. A couple slices of tomato. Dill pickle. Love me some dill pickle. And then some onions. Now these, I was able to find these yesterday. It's onion season here in the south, so our onion of choice is Vidalia's. So that's what I've got here, some Vidalia onions. And put the tops on. Look how beautiful those look. Those are just amazing looking. Now we got our fries that we made, our homemade fries. Put that on there, nice and hot, still crispy. All right. And also I made some, I'm not sure if everybody's ever watched the movie Step Brothers, but there's a scene in there where they make this thing called fancy sauce. And it's pretty funny. I've been actually making this kind of sauce for a long time, but I just kind of like to play off their little skit they did in the movie. But anyways, basically it's just mayonnaise and ketchup mixed together. Kind of like, you know, it's like the Russian Thousand Islands without the relish. Really good, I like it. So there we go. We got beautiful burgers, cheeseburgers, and homemade cut fries, some dressing to dip it in the fries. And let's take a test. So look at that fry. Let's get a nice close-up shot. Nice and just way I left the skins on them. Got nice and good sea salt. Dip it in this sauce. Mmm. Awesome. Nothing like homemade. And the burger. Well, the burger's pretty big, but I guess I can go in and go for a bite. See if we can get a close-up of that. Look at that, just all that goodness. Beautiful, still dripping, nice and juicy. Let's go ahead and take a bite. Mmm. It is just so plain good. Nothing fancy on it, like I said, just a good old-fashioned American burger. That hamburger meat from Walmart is just amazing. Like I said, try it. See what, you know, instead of, you know, some other type of meat. I think you'll be amazed. But anyways, well, thank you for joining me again. Appreciate you guys enduring. If you're still watching the video, give it the thumbs up, give it a like, subscribe. And we got plenty of more videos coming in the future. And to my gun subscribers, I know I haven't done one in a long time, but I'm definitely fixing to do one. I'm just wanting to make sure I get everything together. Actually going to do an actual review of going out to a range and shooting the gun. So until then, appreciate it. You guys watching my videos once again. Until next time, peace out.